Today I want to share with you how long it takes to level from level 99 to 100. Now the way this video is going to work is we're only going to grind up till the first Paragon point. I only have 4,563 experience started as level 99, and we're going to be using kind of a semi-possibly exploit, if you want to call it that. We're going to, we've permed a like tier 50, 51 nightmare sigil dungeon, and we're going to be able to run it repeatedly, and that's going to give me a ton of experience per hour. So how to do that, I'll show you real quick. I've actually made a video on my channel. It does not have a lot of views, unfortunately. It's this video right here, dupe any map. How to dupe tier 100 maps and have infinite attempts. Only 838 views. The algorithm didn't like this one. But go check it out on my channel. And with that said, I have the Blinding Burrows, I think is what it's called. What's it called? Just to make sure, yeah, Blind Burrows is what I'm doing, and it's a tier 49 map. My bad. So tier 49, and I don't have any special affixes. We're also just going to drink this Elixir of Beast Slaying here, which is not ideal. There's other elixirs, but it's going to give me that 5% XP boost. And I'm a Whirlwind barbarian, so I'm basically able to 1 to 2 shot almost everything that we encounter. And most of my gear is, I would say I've got all the right rolls on each piece of gear. They're not perfect, of course. You know, there's always room for improvement. I will be picking up ancestral and above items and doing inventory management during this run. We're just going to play today and get the first Paragon point at level 99. Then you can multiply the time by 4, and that'll be about how long it would take to go from 99 to 100. Now, granted, in the future, this might be faster because they will be buffing Nightmare Dungeons. They will also teleport you straight to the dungeon when you burn the map, so to speak, if that's what they're even called, maps. I don't know what people are calling them. I'm just an old Path of Exile player. And we're starting out pretty strong here with a artillery shrine, so that's going to make the clearing super duper quick. And again, I'm only picking up Ancestral. There's Ancestral, and then we move along. And yes, my character, the way it's built, it doesn't follow the standard, like, Twitch guides. It's basically my own creation. Whether or not it's better, I haven't really studied up yet, but what I've tried to do is maximize my defense, first off, so I don't get killed. Secondly, I've maximized move speed without sacrificing damage. And also, I've completed the whole Paragon board. You know, I've done all of the renown stuff, so all of that's taken care of. Most of my items are around item level 800, so in case you're wondering. But yeah, I might be making a build guide once I've fully refined this and perfected it. I do have to check out what other Whirlwind Barbarians are currently doing, though. See if my build is better or not. And yeah, we're just clearing Blind Burrows. It takes me 2 to 4 minutes per clear, and it's pretty good XP. It's like 700 to 800,000 per run, so 250k to 300k per run basically. And I'm not really focusing, like, I'm not really perfecting the route. I'm just kind of spinning to win. That's it. Just spinning to win. And yes, my HP does get a little low sometimes, but that's okay. Because we have so many darn defensives. And I swear I saw a sigil there. And there we are. So, continuing the run now. Yep, we are just going to smash. And what is that? Protection Shrine. Okay, that makes things a little easier. We're just going to continue to go through. Now, one thing that I learned recently is that the damage modifier enemies have to be close is a snapshot. So what that means is that if I start a Whirlwind off screen and run towards an enemy, I'm not getting that damage bonus. I have to cancel my Whirlwind and then start it over when I'm next to the enemy to get that damage bonus, which really kind of sucks. So I need to fix some of my gear and get as much of the damage when close modifiers changed to anything else, because I just want to hold down the Whirlwind button and then just kill everything. I don't want to have to let go and trigger the unique gloves. I forget what they're called, but they do a little fire explosion when I stop it. So I'm kind of in the habit of doing it anyway, but it's still annoying. It's just, you know, it could be better. It could always be better. But hey, you know, this is pretty satisfactory. These enemies are level 103. and I'm only level 99, so technically I would want them to be 102 to maximize my clear speed and experience gain, because when enemies are 3 levels above you, that's a 20-25% bonus to XP. I don't know the exact amount, but it caps out after 3 levels. Now, of course, if I was able to one-shot enemies like level 150 and not get one-shotted myself, then yeah, that would be better XP per hour because they give slightly more XP because they're higher leveled. That's simply how it works. But I can't do that. I've tried, and so this is good enough. Now, one thing that I hate is I can't teleport home when poisoned, but hey, that time it let me do it. And so here's how, you know that video I showed you at the start that I suggested to you? Well, the reason why I suggested it is because we get to do this. I just go right back in the portal, and the dungeon is reset. And that's going to really quicken the runs. And yes, some people want to complain that, oh, the loading times, bleh. Well, the loading time isn't that long for me because I'm on PC. Sorry, console guys. Also, I have the run speed when you dodge on boots, which I think is super handy. It's really ingrained into my muscle memory. If boots don't have that implicit anymore, I really don't like to change. And I haven't found upgrades in weeks. Speaking of, it took me about 3 weeks of playing just a few hours a day to get to this part, to get to this far in the game. Basically, almost full best in slot, or BIS, whatever you want to call it. You know, full Paragon board, all the renowned stuff, all the Lilith statues, that kind of thing. 3 weeks, and there's 5 different characters to play, and so I figure the way I'll do it on this channel, depending on how many views this game gets, because unlike you guys, I don't get to play these games for fun or enjoyment. I kind of have to play them to survive, right? I don't get to eat if I don't get views, so essentially, if this game dies, like in Season 1 or Season 2, then I guess it's back to Albion, I don't know. It's a MMORPG I cover on this channel. It's actually very similar to Diablo. I think you guys might like it. If you don't know what it is, it's free to play. You know, they don't like me, the devs hate my guts, so I have no real reason to shill it to you, but it is an enjoyable game if you like PvP, which the PvP in Diablo 4 is kind of lacking, man. Not gonna lie. The only reason I actually decided to play Diablo 4 was because of the PvP. Like, if they announced that there would be no PvP at all, I would have never bothered with this game. Because I don't really care about just killing AI-controlled scripted monsters. I have to actually, like the whole point of me making a character and leveling it up and getting all the good gear is so I can go roll over other players who didn't put as much time and effort into their character as me. Unfortunately, this game's PvP is hyper unbalanced, and I'll tell you right now, there's a druid build that, like, around level 60 or 70, it fully awakens, and it beats everything in the game. Yes, even Whirlwind barbarians, I know, right? It is, the reason why is because it reduces enemies' damage by 90%. It's also way tankier when it comes to Fortify and Barrier. It stuns, slows, disorients, dazes, knocks back, which I know you know everyone's unstoppable in PvP when they pop their cooldowns, but so is the Druid, of course. The Druid, you know, has way more HP, even like level 60 or 70, and my character is getting a little beat up here. And yes, I will die occasionally, but look at my experience, right? I'm gonna finish this run, and then we'll see how much experience I earned in 2 runs. And we can kind of go from there, how long it would take to level up to 100. And yes, I know another thing people are going to complain about, and me too, I would complain if I was watching this, is that, well, this method does not level up your glyphs. Well, I've already leveled up my glyphs. I don't have to worry about it. So they're already maxed out. Level 21 is the current glyph level cap. It seems kind of low, but otherwise you would scale ridiculously powerful if it wasn't. And yes, a lot of people have leveled their characters wrong. They didn't do the Paragon board properly, you know, they didn't do all the Lilith statues. But most importantly, if they're not leveling their glyphs, they are vastly, vastly underpowered from what they could be. So, I've already leveled my glyphs. I've even leveled like a handful of glyphs that, for other builds that I might not ever even bother playing, just in case I decide one day, hey, I want to play, you know, some other kind of barb, like a frenzy barb or something. Who knows? Maybe that'll be the new meta one day. So I leveled up those glyphs anyway, just in case. And yes, the poison will interrupt me from portaling out. Kind of annoying, but that's what it is. I chose the simple dungeon here, the very linear cave spider poison dungeon. So we went from 4,000 XP and we're at 1.7 million, and that's 2 runs, right? It took me 2 minutes for the intro, which kind of sucks. I know, terrible YouTuber. Intro should be 30 seconds, says Mr. Beast. But either way, you know, it's pretty good XP per hour, right? So we're already almost, you know, we're getting a little closer to that 25%. That sweet 25%. But, you know, if you want a more accurate timer, look at my potion timer, right? It's not even 15 minutes in yet. So, pretty good XP per hour. It's only going to get better when they patch the nightmare sigils to give more XP and to teleport you to the dungeon. But yes, I've already leveled my glyphs. I don't need to level them anymore. I don't even really know the point of running higher tier dungeons once you're 100, other than like maybe bragging rights or something. You get an achievement, you get a title for it. I mean, I don't really care about any of that kind of stuff. I've never really cared about that in games. But like, the gear is the same. I've noticed that because I have sat in tier 100 dungeons, you know, while other like druids, pulverized druids, clear it. And the drops are not better. Like, you get the same kind of drops, right? How's my inventory looking? It's 2/3. Okay. So we need to do vendoring after this possibly, and you know that'll only take me a few minutes, or not even a few minutes. But yep, so far so good. This is the game. This is if you want to level up, you know, this is what you do. And yes, I know there's a whole different strategy for hardcore, but man, you know, how can people stand to play? Someone tell me in the comments, please. I read every comment. I have no life. Just because I have 87, I think I'm up to 87,000 subscribers as of recording. Yes, I read every comment. I have no life. I know. Go Twitch grass. No, thank you. I'd rather be on the internet, shit posting on 4chan. But why do people play hardcore? It is not thrilling. It's not memorable. It's not fun. It's stressful. I don't like to play games and be stressed out. I don't like to spend hundreds of hours on a character only to die in some stupid way from a one-shot mechanic and then, oops, all my hours are invalidated. It's like think about that, right? It would be like you're walking down the street at night and you just got robbed. Like you worked 2 weeks in a row and you got paid from your wagey job. You know, you work in a crappy retail job, and which is what I used to do. And some guy's like, hey, punk, give me your money. And then the last 2 weeks of all your blood, sweat, and tears, and yes, working in retail, you will bleed from, like, getting cut by a box or falling into the produce shelves or something. Yes, you will bleed at some point. And then the last 2 weeks is just, oops, it's like you never even worked. And then someone else took all your time away from you, right? So that's what hardcore is to me. It's just a time risk. It is a time. It's just like a time dumpster. It's just, eventually on hardcore, you're going to die to some stupid bullshit mechanic. That's like it's not gonna be fair. It's not gonna be honorable, and you're not gonna be happy that you did it. Okay. I tried hardcore back in Diablo 2, and I made a necromancer, and this is Diablo 2, the expansion. What was it? It's not called Lord of the Rings. It's come on, man. I played it for 7 years. You'd think I would know the name. It's the one with Bale. You know, I'm kind of brain dead sometimes. Lord of Destruction. All right, Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction. And I had a hardcore necromancer. He had Enigma. He had all the rune words. And what I did was I would just go into games and then I would I would summon a bunch of skeletons because it was a summon build. Summon a whole bunch of skeletons, and then I would commit hostility. And anyone that didn't have a log out macro, well, I would just teleport on top of them with Enigma and then spam Bone Spirit, and then they would just melt and die. And I never lost that character because, well, I didn't go into Hell games. No, I used another character to scout Nightmare and normal. Yes, I'm a griefer, guys. I am a video game griefer. That's what I do. I am the guy in World of Warcraft Classic that dispelled all your world buffs after you spent 3 hours walking around, getting yelled at by your guild, to get them so your parses would be better for the night. Oops, I dispelled them. Yes, I'm the guy that camps Red Ridge on a level 60 fully geared rogue. And yes, I'm laughing about it. You can hear me laughing about it. I think it's funny. I think it's very funny. I am the guy who caused your level 20 Alliance character 2 hours of lost time. And I'm not running this dungeon efficiently. I'm actually backtracking, which I shouldn't be doing. So I got a little carried away with talking about, you know, fun times, okay? To me, video games are meant to be a memory. Like, if you're just playing a video game to pad your kill-death ratio in Call of Duty or something, if you're just playing a video game to have a better win-loss ratio, if you're just playing a game to try to, like, show off to other people how good you are based on your League of Legends rank or something, you're playing video games wrong. You should only care about that shit if you're going into esports, and good luck with that, because esports is a popularity contest. Like, you won't realize. Like, I used to do esports when I was a teenager, and it is cancer. It is absolutely horrible. So let me do inventory real quick, and let's see. As high item level. Let's see, and check that one again. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Don't need those. Don't need 2 hands. Nope. Item level's too low for any of those. And I'll get back to my convo in just a sec, guys. I'm trying to focus up here. I'm looking for gloves for an alternate build. It's not terrible, but don't need them. Not the worst. Almost. I'm looking for a very specific set of pants for a build I want to try out, just for science reasons, and it's never dropped yet. Yeah, see, all garbage. Okay, back to it. Back to the grind. But yeah, esports, man. Like, if you think that scrimming for 16 hours a day with a bunch of people who are most likely rich kids that live in nice, rich neighborhoods who will treat you like dirt and yell at you and not see you as a friend, but just as a business partner, because that's what they're gonna see you as. You're just a bag of money to be made. And then dealing with, like, it depends on what esport you go into. I know back then it sucked, and nowadays it's even worse with all the rules and regulations that there are. You're going to have to deal with all that crap, and then you're going to have to deal with favoritism. If you start getting into the bigger leagues, you're gonna meet, like, the real famous teams, you know, like the whatever game you play, like the top dogs, assuming you're good enough. And hopefully you are. But they're going to be able to bend the rules and break rules. And I don't mean like cheating in a game or anything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like in MLG, you weren't allowed to, they would say message mode 1, as in don't talk to the enemy team, or don't talk crap, don't talk smack. But if they're one of the sponsored teams and the cameras are rolling and they gotta do something for the cameras and put on a little show, they get to talk crap to you, and then you have to act offended. If you talk crap back, oh, that's not allowed. You're just a literal Who team. You're not one of the sponsored big names of the event. You don't get to showboat, right? And so it's just stupid. It's so dumb. And then like a lot of these esport things, they you know, back then there wasn't like really social media. I mean, they're kind of like Zynga was the biggest social media, maybe. In like what, 2004, 2003, maybe Facebook, or not Facebook, not MySpace probably existed. I don't know, but you know, they would like peruse through old forum posts. They would go like to Something Awful and be like, bro, you got to delete these posts. You can't be making our brand look like this. It's like I'm not even using the same name, and they're like, well, we know it's you, and if we know it's you, then, you know, our sponsors, someone's gonna get mad that you're talking about something offensive on a website called Something Awful. Oh, and then of course, you know, if you're like in like a 4chan poster using a trip code, if you're just a shit poster in general, you can forget it. Like, no fun allowed. And like that's what it is. And esports is not fun. being the best at a game, no one's gonna care. Guess what? Hey, I was like one of the top 0.02% of Halo 2 players in the world, and do you care? No. Does anyone? No. If anything, like, I wasted my youth in esports, okay? Like, I wasted, like, everyone in my age group was having so much fun. They were playing, you know, they would go to LAN parties, and they would all invite each other to each other's houses and have big parties, you know, eating pizza and playing SWAT mode and, you know, other little mini games, and I was just there playing the MLG game mode, you know, with my online internet forum team, you know, that comprised of rich kids that, you know, their parents are just like, well, you gotta do something, you gotta make money off video games, dude. And here I am in the ghetto trying to claw my way out of it, thinking video games was the answer. And to this day, I still think video games are the answer, but not through esports. Through YouTube, maybe. I don't know. Maybe streaming. I don't know, guys. Stream here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the streams. Please. But it is like, I threw my entire, like, youth away. You know, I could have been going to parties and socializing and building life skills and having fun and making memories. That's the thing, right? When you're doing 16-hour scrims playing Counter-Strike, like, the entire day and night, you know, you go to IRC to find scrims, and that's all you're doing is practicing the same crap in the game over and over and over again. Well, 10 years later, you don't really have anything to show for it. Oh yeah, you could boot up old CS 1.6, and you know, go to a public lobby and kill everybody. Sure, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I can load up an old Quake 3 arena game and just 1v20 the whole server. Same in Team Fortress too. Yeah, absolutely. But what is that gonna do? Who cares, right? Like, that doesn't make you friends. If anything, like, I was a little too good at Halo, and when people would invite me over and I would play Halo with them, they would stop inviting me over because it was not fun to have me there, because I would just beat everybody and make it super unfun. Like, once I grabbed a sniper, it was game over. They could never take it from me because they were all casuals. And you may be thinking, oh man, I wish that was me. I want to be that guy. And no, you don't. I want to be the guy that has friends and gets to have little fun memories that, you know, when you're 60, 70 years old, if you even get to live that long, you can think back, like, back in my day, man, we had some fun times, you and me. But no, you'll be in the old folks' home by yourself, and you're just going to be mad because you didn't make it in esports, and the rich kids on your esports team all betrayed you, and, you know, they weren't your friends. They didn't play with you because they wanted to, like, do like a lifelong friendship thing. No, they just wanted to win at video games, and that's all they cared about. And I don't think that's fun, because, like, not even esports, but think of it like this. You sit there, you play League of Legends all damn day, you're grinding your ladder rank, you know, oh, I'm Diamond 1 finally, now what? Okay. What do you start a Twitch stream? What are you gonna do with that Diamond 1? I was Diamond 1 in the league, and I just one-tricked. And I also trolled and griefed, but that's a different story, right? Whereas, you know, you play Gmod, and then you find a screaming 9-year-old, and you pin him against a wall with prop pushing, and he's screaming and smashing his keyboard, yelling, "Delete this!" And you check his Steam profile 15 years later, or 11 years later, I think it's been, and people are still saying hello on his profile. Dude, you have to just type, at some point after this video, you gotta search it. Just type, like, Gmod, delete this into YouTube, and you'll get, his name is, like, Kikomo, the uploader is Stigs, okay? And it's just a dude who pushes a kid into a wall and pins him with invisible walls, and the kid doesn't know he can just, like, respawn, right? He doesn't know the game good enough to realize the game mechanic. And he's yelling, "Delete this!" at the top of his lungs, and he's having a miserable time. And everyone else is like, "Hello?" And he's like, "Stop saying that, my dad works for Steam, you're gonna get banned." It's so funny, and, you know, those are the kinds of things that people remember forever, alright? Like, don't you want to, like, be remembered in a video game? I've told this story on multiple different videos, but because I'm trying to build a new audience here with the Diablo guys, I'll tell it again. and that is, I griefed World of Warcraft so damn hard on my rogue, because I would camp low-level quest zones, that anytime I would play another game, people would recognize my Swole Benji name. Not just because I'm a YouTuber, but because of what I did to them in that game. And I remember I was playing the Mortal Online 2 beta, and this guy, he runs up to me, he's like, "Are you the Swole Benji?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, he started cussing me out over voice chat, right? He's like, "You MFer, I can't believe it. You you camped my character for 2 hours and I couldn't level up at all. I hate you so much." And that's just funny. That is so damn funny. Like, those are the moments that I live for. Whenever you're playing CS:GO and instead of chasing your stupid rank that doesn't matter, because, like I said, unless you're going to esports, your rank doesn't matter. Stop chasing it. And you have just people in voice chat screaming at you because you suck at the game, or you accidentally stepped into their firebomb and it got their friend booted from the game. Like, that's the real funny shit, okay? You gotta learn to play these kinds of games creatively to make memories. And unfortunately, like, so far, like, the way Diablo 4 is just made, there's, like, not really a way to make memories in this game. And, it's not a very social game either. It's, I don't really know how to say this, but, like, you open your damn world chat. People don't talk in this game. There's, like, no Barons chat. There's no general chat. I mean, sometimes the trade chat has a little bit of banter. Maybe, like, once a day or something, but, nah, man, dude, it's nothing. There's nothing there. Like, at one, like, in the whole month I've been playing, okay? Like, I'm on week 3. This is the 21st day I've been playing this game. There was one guy that asked for help in trade chat. He was like, "Can someone help me do my capstone boss?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was excited because I saw someone asking for help in the chat, which no one does in this game. It's weird. It's like gamers aren't social. Is Discord to blame? I don't know. But I was like, "Yeah, I'll help you, man. What's, just invite me." And he's like, "Well, I can't invite you because you have crossplay turned off." And then I was like, "Oh, so you're a console peasant." And he was like, "Well, yeah, but..." And then I was trying to stir up the chat and, like, get a PC, versus console war going in the trade chat, but there's just no one there. Just people, no one talks anymore, man. And you see this in even, like, free-to-play games. Like, back in the day, there was a game called PlanetSide 2, and it's, like, it's not an MMO, but it's, like, you can have hundreds of people fighting at once. Like, think of it like Battlefield, but with, like, 200 versus 200 or something. Or even more numbers than that, really. But just, like, with, like, space and sci-fi shit. And back when that game came out, like 2012, 2011, I don't remember when, but everyone voice chatted. Everyone was on the mic talking and coordinating and just bullshitting and just having a good time, talking about girls, talking about president, memes, current events, just anything they wanted. Go to PlanetSide 2 now, because like I said, it's free to play, whatever, and try to voice chat. There's still tons of people playing. There's plenty of people on that game. I mean, not as many as back in the day, but you can still run into a crowd of like 100 real people, not bots, not China farmers, okay? Actual real people with real English American names that speak and understand English, and they can hear you, and talk to them through the mic, and do this for hours, hell, days, like 2 days. I spent 2 days, and I found one guy that would mic up and talk to me. One guy. And that's it. Like, I remember when Destiny 2 was like big, and there was like a free-to-play. This is back, before it was free-to-play. But they had this big free-to-play weekend where you could get on there and you could play it with everybody. And the game had hundreds of thousands of people playing. And I would encounter so many different players, and I would mic up and try to talk to them. And no one mic'd up and talked back. And after 2 days of trying to find a person to speak over the mic, I started using text chat. Just trying to find anyone that'll say anything in text chat. And I found one guy after 2 more days. One guy that spoke in text chat. That was it. And hell, a lot of games that come out now, the damn developers are so cucked that they don't include text or voice chat in their video game. It's so weird to me. Like, one of the newest games is Minecraft Legends, which is... what a horrible... okay, I'll say it's a horrible game because of the team functionality, but the game itself isn't too terrible. Like, the gameplay pretty good. The fact that you have to play with other people and they can ruin your match, awful, awful, awful. There's no voice chat, there's no text chat. And the way that game works is all of your resources and your art, like, it's like an RTS game, okay? Don't think of it as a Minecraft game. Yes, it's like Minecraft themed, but it's basically like multiplayer Pikmin. You know what Pikmin is? The Nintendo game where the little dudes run around and little flowers and kill shit. It's like that, but it's Minecraft. And it's a 4 versus 4. And if you have one guy that hogs the army or builds a bunch of stupid units or wastes a bunch of resources spamming towers, like little base defense towers, you have no resources for upgrades or walls or anything, and then you just get rolled by a team that's like coordinating in Discord with each other, right? Because the game has no text chat, you can't type out, hey, stop building towers and let me get 600 stone so we can upgrade our you know, units, or something along those lines. It is it's torturous, it's miserable. And the only way you can really, like, unless you're some sort of gamer Chad that has a bunch of friends, you're just not going to make, there's no way to make friends in that kind of game. There's no social anything. Okay, I need to do another vendor real quick. So we're gonna sort and just check item levels and just a few base stats, and then we're almost done here. We're like 30 minutes in and we're already about 25% of a level, so that's really cool. No, and then no. Wait. No, that's a no. Don't need any of those mods. Nope. Well, that 790's too damn low for two-handers. All my two-handers are 800 plus. Let's see. I still check the one-handers because I could use another one for a different build. Gloves, those suck. Don't need any of that kind of crap. Nope. Don't need upheaval. Not yet. Not for a while. Upheaval might be the last build I try. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it out. I would like good pants, though. Those are not good pants. Boots? Nope. And rings. Well, that has high crit on it, but that's it. That's the only good mod on that ring. Nope. Okay, back to it. But yeah, like, all these new games that come out, there's no text chat, there's no voice chat. Well, I'm not going to play a game where I can't socialize. If I can't make any friends or memorable, funny moments, even if it's at someone else's expense, I'm not going to play it. So when I started to play Diablo 4, I'm like, I'm just going to play in the PvP zone 24/7. That's all I'm going to do. I didn't know it was these rinky-dink little 2 zones that are optional. I thought it would be like World of Warcraft, where once you get out of the noob zones, it's hostile territory. I thought it'd be like Albion Online, where I could start PvPing, you know, as soon as you leave the tutorial, right? No, it's 2 little dipshit zones that no one really needs to go to. There's no real quest there. There's no reason for players to even be there. And then the sad thing is that PvPing doesn't give you anything, right? The game hypes up this system where if you kill, or you earn 100 PvP points for beating other people, you become a marked target and you get additional rewards. Okay, you don't get additional rewards because I've done it. I've done it multiple times. Here's what happens. Whenever you kill enough players, you get marked on the map for everyone to come kill you, which is totally, I'm fine with that. That's cool, that's fine. But a 5-minute timer starts counting down on your character. And during this time, you can't turn in your shards, whatever the hell they're called. You can't turn them in. And you can still pick them up, though. You just can't go to those little, 45-second stations and then wait there and then convert them into dust. You're not allowed to do that anymore. When the 5-minute timer ends, all the shards that you have are turned into dust. That's it. That's the reward. You don't get a special drop. You don't get a title. You don't get skins, which I don't care about titles or skins anyway. Also, what the hell is it a Reddit meme? Why does everyone have, like, trash as their title? Right, I think my character, I have it as Seasoned Fool because I'm kind of a troll, But everyone has, like, trash as their rank. Did someone in a Discord think like, oh, that's funny, I'm gonna make everyone do it? Is it like a Twitch meme? Is it some really popular YouTuber out there decided that's what everyone should use? I don't get it. Someone let me know in the comments, please. I'm out of the loop. I don't have friends that I don't I'm not part of society. I'm too unhinged. I'm too out of the loop. And I totally forgot what we were talking about here. But Nightmare Sigil, grab. And what were we talking about? Yeah, like, so games need to be social, okay? I mean, back in the day, you would talk to people. Like, Diablo 2 was hella social. You would join, like, you would be able to join a lobby specifically for people interested in whatever you were doing. I wish that Diablo 4 had something similar, so I could do dungeons with strangers. Okay, there we go. Paragon Point reached. It only took, what? This video is 35 minutes long, so it took us like 33 minutes to get 25% of a level from 99 to 100. There you go. That's the video, guys. I'm still going to finish this run, though, just because. But yeah, like Diablo 2, like if I wanted to fight people, you go into a duel room. If you wanted to run Bale or Magic Find or do quests, you went into a quest room or a Bale room. And there were 8 other people that you could shoot the shit with while one guy walks or teleports to the boss, and then you all pile on him, and then you do that 200 times, and it was a blast. I do that over and over and over. Let's say right now, I open the trade chat, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for group, want to do Lilith, the level 100 version. No one's gonna say anything. No one's gonna, like, I've had my game open for about 14 hours today. Most of it spent AFK working on YouTube and hating life. Let's look at the chat logs. One guy, this was at 5:16 p.m. Look, I'm at 11:13 p.m. That was 7 hours ago, I think. Okay, 6 hours. 6 hours ago, one guy, the entire day I've been playing, and I have not been logged out or disconnected. I've been playing the whole damn day. He says, Sam, old crap, needs something I can use. And then he linked a unique amulet for rogues. Cool. That's it. That's all that has been said the entire freaking day. That... You saw me typing my skills down there in the box. That's not social. This is a brand new game played by... It has 1 million in sales. And no one's talking? Something's wrong. Something needs to change. I would be happy to jump into an SCP secret laboratory lobby where like 30 people are screaming memes over the microphone. And you hear the Taco Bell sound every 5 minutes. That's funny. That's memorable. See, like that. I haven't played that game in years, and I still remember that shit because it's funny. It's normal behavior. It's social. If you're listen, you shouldn't be playing a video game. There's a few reasons why you should play a video game. One is to make money through YouTube or esports, sure. The second is for socialization, to talk with other human beings, okay? So that when you're 60 years old and your legs are chopped off because legs are illegal in the future, don't ask questions, just that's the future, man. Whoever rises to power, they decide no more legs. We're not allowed to own legs anymore. They're bad. Legs are sinful. I don't know, okay? I don't make the rules. But you're sitting there legless in the old folks' home, and you're gonna wish that you played a more social video game growing up so you would have stupid dumb crap to giggle about when you're there by yourself. Alright? If you just play video games to get high gear score and rank #1, you know, and crap like that, then you're just gonna be disappointed later down the line when no one plays the game anymore. Okay? Like, or the game gets, you know, outdated, and there's no reason for anyone to care about it, right? Like, I'm really good at, like, Tekken games and Mortal Kombat games, but, you know, yeah, I can go to some retro arcade, you know, with a bunch of, you know, Redditors and kick everyone's butt at Mortal Kombat 3 or something, sure, but who cares? They'll just think I'm an asshole, and then they won't invite me to their... whatever Redditors do. I don't know, man, but you get the point, guys. With that said, that's the video. Okay, it took us like 30 some odd minutes to hit that 25% point, so there you go. Enjoy the story time. Make sure you're subscribed so I can get my damn YouTube plaque. And, you know, on the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click. If you don't click it, then no one's gonna ever talk to you in a video game ever again. I'm sorry, I know.